Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for a light novel review. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Yen Press and Yenon, same company, for sending me this copy to review for you guys. This is actually a story that wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. I've read, I want to say 85%. I have like one or two chapters left to finish on this one, and I probably will finish it. Um, Great series. Not something I thought that I was gonna enjoy, but it actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm coming in a different direction, and I'm seeing it more like comedy and less of what maybe it should be. But um, I got a good laugh out of this one, and it's actually a pretty good easy guy. So, before anything, I will say the manga itself is also releasing very soon in February. So, I was given the opportunity to also have the manga. So you'll see a review of the manga, and I'll talk a little bit about the differences once I release that one. I haven't really read the manga, but I did read most of this light novel. So let's just talk about the thing itself. But before anything, if you haven't checked out Yem Press, go check out Yem Press. They have quite a bit of stuff. They release mangas, light novels, and even um, they even have their own company now called Issei, I think, and where they release like webtoons and stuff like that. So they're doing a lot, and they really have kind of kicked off uh, the example of what a company should be releasing here in the U.S. So thank you again for them for supporting the channel, but also supporting the community itself. So to go check them out, you can also buy the light novel in the description below. There's a link where you guys can go check out different stuff, and this one will be in there where you guys can buy it as well. So okay, the Princes of Covenant plot devices. We follow a fuhoshi, which is a term that I was very not too familiar with until I read more on this one. I knew kind of what it was. I didn't know the title of a person, and essentially, she is someone who is in love with the BL world. You know what? Don't know what that is? That's boy love world. And Maki essentially reincarnates into one of her favorite novels that she was reading of the BL world. The only problem is it's a boy love world, which means a bunch of boys, especially the ones that she likes, end up wanting to be with other boys. So that is kind of I guess, a bummer and a dagger into the whole situation. So, um, we kind of learned that as she was growing up, she basically would fall in love with um, her guard, and the guards would end up running away with some other guy. So she ended up picking this guy who is in the cover randomly, and she kind of went like the mini miny mo, and he essentially ends up being actually someone important and someone actually feared by a lot, and he, um, was a great coincidence. But she vowed to herself that she wasn't going to fall in love with this guy. She wasn't going to try to do a move because she doesn't want him to run away. Now things happen. There's essentially her brother is for the throne. He himself has his own boyfriend and has this whole thought that she is out for the crown, and she thinks that the reason that she got that guard is because they want to get rid of his boyfriend. Essentially, if his lover dies, then he's gonna die too. So, anyways, she says no. Like, I just want to have a leisure life. I don't want to think about it. I actually have a boyfriend, and that kind of springs the whole plot of the story. Is her trying to find a boyfriend to cover up that lie, and we know it's going to be the guard. We just know it. But essentially, the whole world where she lives in, her kid essentially will be the next in throne, because obviously the king can't have kids. The king has a boyfriend or a husband. Now the current king also has a husband, and we find out that the genealogy is kind of weird. And I guess I won't go in detail, but that's very good thing to look into the genealogy of that because they're not actually siblings. They end up actually being more like cousins, but they're siblings in that world. Anyways, there's another sibling, a younger boy, who was born from the king. He's the only one actually born from the king from like an infidelity, but he is looked upon not so much that it was in infidelity, it's more that the fact that the king slept with the woman. So again, it's a boy love world. There is quite of problems being produced in the entire story, and essentially it's a bunch of misunderstandings of her part. Like at one point, it's explained that she makes a fan out of feathers of a bird that apparently ended up meaning death there, or something like that in that world. So everyone kind of considers her as not emo, but mysterious and kind of like she doesn't care about bad luck and what's gonna happen to her. So overall, I love her character. Her character is very much um, what I would expect someone who would be easy kite into a world that they love. Um, they don't want to mess up what the story is going, but they also want to enjoy themselves in the world. And it shows that she can enjoy herself because the world that she thought was perfect, it really is not so much perfect for someone like her. And I think that's true for a lot of us. Like we envision ourselves in worlds like Star Wars or the Marvel universe or anything like that, but if we really were in those worlds, we would probably not like it. Like if I was in Marvel and I wasn't a superhero, I would hate the fact that my city is being destroyed every single year by some villains, and not just that, the heroes are also destroying my city because they're defending us. And same thing with Star Wars. Like Star Wars are great, but I don't want to fear the fact that some dude is gonna destroy my planet because you know he wants to show his power to the entire universe. So um yeah, it's a great scenario. I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure they're going in the comical way, so I did get a good laugh out of this one. It's a short read, guys. I think it's like less than 200, less than 175 pages. It's super easy to read for a light novel. It's pretty short. I've read some that are like 250, 300. Those are harder. They're twice as long, and sometimes they're not as interesting. So give this one a try. Easy guys are not really going anywhere, so we're gonna have a lot of them coming out. And I think this one's a good example of people trying to kind of go away from what we got in. And um, again, I didn't think this was something that I was going to fully enjoy just because I'm not really into the BL world. I'm not really into all that, but um, a different perspective of how the character would react in that type of setting. It was just funny, so I did enjoy it. Out of 10, I'll give this one a 6.5. Go check it out. Like I said, there's a link in the description below where you guys can buy cheap manga and light novels at a very reasonable price, so go check them out. Also, give some love by my channel by commenting, liking, and sharing, and I will see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys. Go support your impress.